The sun is slowly setting over a small house in a German countryside village, casting long soft shadows over an untamed garden. The scene is tranquil, almost too tranquil, as if time itself hesitates to move forward. It feels as though the owners of this home just stepped out to do groceries, but never returned. Their names were Fritz and Christiane. The story of their lives remains a mystery, but what we do know is this. Somewhere around the turn of 2017 into 2018, this house was left behind, with the back door still open, like a forgotten invitation. Inside, the clock stopped ticking, and the world moved on. Christiane had a deep love for nature and a passion for decorating. She adorned every corner of the house with care, bringing a touch of the outside world into their home. Fritz, on the other hand, had an intense devotion to music. One room in the house was entirely dedicated to his passion, where the walls still resonate with the distant thrum of heavy metal bass. Posters of his favorite bands and artists, now fading, cling to their rebellious spirits. For 6 long years, this house has known a silence far deeper than ever before. A silence that almost breathes, as if the very walls are waiting, yearning for life to return and fill the empty spaces with laughter, music and warmth once more. So join us as we step into this time capsule, a retro-looking home that once buzzed with life and now waits patiently for its next chapter to begin. Another day exploring off the beaten track. Welcome everybody to a brand new video on the channel. We're in Germany today. We're gonna explore this very beautiful retro time capsule house from the 90s. It's supposed to have everything inside. As you can tell, it's a very sunshiny day. And we have to be careful with this place, since there are people living all around it. And that is the reason why we're actually approaching it right now from the back side in order to get there.
Well, here we are already on private property. Actually, I was not expecting that.
Yeah, there was a sign with private property, do not trespass.
Walking through the field.
Well, looks like it's going down here, and I think this is definitely one of the trails to the house. Oh my gosh. I just slipped out.
Watch out.
Quite slippery in here. I also have a very heavy backpack on my back. That must be the house right there.
Yeah, man, and this is the bridge.
You see the bridge?
Yeah.
I think we gotta approach it from here. Whoa. Bridge is in a very rough shape. Okay. There we are in the garden. Got a little shed over here. Wow. This is the house. Another huge shed right next to it.
Yeah, man.
Probably used for farming. It's partly collapsed, at least the roof.
Oh, definitely partly collapsed. So
Looks like in there they maybe had some poultry or some birds in that cage. And there is also a car.
still right over here. Yeah. Just take a look at it, man. It's a Mitsubishi.
It's not the first times we find that car abandoned. You can clearly tell that that car has been standing here for a long time. I believe the door is open. Well, from the inside it still looks quite decent, to be honest. Although it's very smelly. Could not see how many miles or kilometers are on this car. Nothing in there. There's still some chewing gum in the passenger door. There's still a receipt there. Let's see. It's from 2010. From the Lidl supermarket. So I think that's one of the last days this car has driven. Already 13 years ago. Crazy. Now let's see if there's an entrance to the house. And a door, which is our entrance, is right open. There's even a spider web right in front of the door. So that's a good sign. Nobody's been here for a while. Let's enter. Okay. Wow.
Wow. It smells kind of farmy in here.
Okay, walking up the stairs. We're entering the house. There used to be our coat rack. You can still see some little details.
Some decorations. Here.
Sunglasses. Actually quite cool sunglasses.
Yeah, man. Quite a cool style. And then this says Andy Esser.
I think it's the living room.
Yeah, it is indeed the living room. Look at the decay. It's very cool. Like these panels on the ceiling, they're all falling down. But they have been taken out actually. You can see that, right?
Yeah, they've definitely been falling down here. But I think that's what we actually saw when we passed the stairs over there.
True.
I saw all those panels laying on the ground.
Mm-hmm. Funds and Untieren. It's this whole book about nature.
Still a sound system over here.
A really cool style actually, man. Like how it's designed.
Yeah, it's very retro.
Sleeping sofa.
Oh my gosh. I found a receipt of 2018 in the car. But the calendar over here says, or of 2010 in the car, and this calendar says 2018.
Damn, that's not long ago actually.
That is really not long. This place has been decaying quite quickly.
Yeah, man.
They have some souvenirs from Paris, from Venice right over there. They definitely travel within Europe.
Definitely, definitely. Well, yeah, I can open this one up. Well, I actually can, but it's completely decayed.
Whoa, and it's completely full.
Yeah, man.
Unbelievable.
Glasses are still in there. Old clock.
Wallpaper is quite funny. It's almost like there are bricks on the walls.
Oh, look. It's even this watch over here. Should it still do something? No, it's not working.
Beer glasses.
Yep. Filled. Overly filled.
Can you believe it, guys? 2018 and it's like this decade already.
It's such a magnificent place in that way. Really, really is, man. Yeah, you're right, indeed. These are the panels that were down here.
Yep. They just placed them all over here.
And then this is kind of sad to see. It looks like it's vandalized, but it was all that food.
Oh yeah, I can even see a bag of crisps over there on the ground.
Very retro styled, yeah.
That's what I really like. Definitely typically German retro style.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Very different from a house that you would explore in Belgium.
Oh, for sure, man.
All their grooming products still over here.
And you can indeed tell it's like it's products that are not that old, you know?
No. It's not as if they bought them decades ago.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Yeah, well. And this was also a kitchen. And they even had a dog.
Oh yeah, certainly. Still all the toys for the dog are also in there.
Yeah, man.
Well, let's see what's inside here. I think mostly kitchen amenities.
Yeah.
A lot of spices.
I mean,
tea.
It looks like this can just be open, but it's still good, you know?
It's also quite cool to see the ceiling over here because the panels over here have not collapsed. It looks quite cool how they made
Not
it.
yet, except for the wall.
Yeah, the wallpaper is starting to peel already.
Starting to peel off, man. Yeah, everything is still there. But you know what I find strange so far? Nothing quite personal. No pictures or names.
Maybe this time they did save the memories.
It's also smelly.
There is a recipe over here. Raymond stepped on a dog toy.
Yeah, and these notebooks, but they're of course empty.
Whoa, this is very, very dirty. Full of droppings. So definitely vermin have come inside of this place.
Yeah, man.
Manifesting each and every corner.
For sure, for sure. I mean, this is like a real time capsule bando. Like, alright, people left indeed. Nah, that's emptied out, of course. They don't want the smell to go near. Nah, that's emptied out. Oh, look, alright. It's for... Yes, Mr.
It was from a friend and they were actually wishing from their holiday location their best greetings.
Exactly, exactly. For Mr.
Mr. left there. Over there is another calendar from 2017. Well, and I think he definitely also liked beer. If we have to believe this quote over here.
And woman.
Yep.
If we have to believe that quote. Everything, man.
Wow.
Like, everything. And what is the coolest is even big the neck and then they left. You can see that this is from...
Don't you think the couple was named Fritz and Christiane? Because it's literally saying on those cups over here.
I don't know, man. This was for another person. Yeah, it is also, there's also a woman named Christiane.
Yeah. So I think the couple was Fritz and Christiane. Well, it seems that it's not a very big property. We can go upstairs, but let's firstly explore the little basement that we actually saw when we entered. And also over here, before going to the basement, you can see all their shoes are still inside of this desk. Oh, we have to be careful with the cobwebs.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put them away, man, sorry. Normally I don't touch it, but right now I have to.
Thank you. Whoa.
What is in there?
Check this out.
Oh, yeah. It's a big food storage.
All the empty jars that they used to can their foods, preserve their fruits and vegetables during the scarce time in winter.
It's also immediately very cold down here. What is over there? I do think some equipment, just not a lot actually, right?
There's not much, but the floor is like charcoal or something.
Don't know what that was for. Yeah, and over here it's empty as well.
You can tell by the size of the basement that this is not going to be a super big house.
No, actually not. Then I would say let's head upstairs. But you would also tell it from, yeah, the outside of the house that it was indeed very small. Primitive, yet okay.
Just a very normal day-to-day family used to live here.
Oh yeah. People are right, we are very close near other houses. Do you think electricity? No, that doesn't work anymore. Oh, wow. This is a cool room, man.
Whoa. This is really cool. Like, this was definitely his space, the space of Mr. Fritz. Crazy, bro.
Damn, he was a lover of metal music.
It seems so, right?
Yeah.
This was definitely his chill lounge. His place to be.
Yeah, man, this was definitely his room. Just chilling out here, enjoying what he loves the most.
Listening to metal, watching television.
Just some...
Those are probably memories of him on those VHS tapes.
Oh yeah, here, man. Well, it's actually movies. Yeah, it's movies, man. Probably legally downloaded. Yeah. Here, some old currencies.
Is it the mark?
I do think so, yeah.
𝗦𝘁cie. No, this is something else.
It's from 1981.
Maybe Denmark or something?
I don't know.
Also in here, all those tiny ornaments are left.
And even the bottle of Jim Beam, like, damn bro, these are some tiny ornaments. Beautiful, right?
It's pretty special to see this.
What is this? A lighter and a cigarette.
An ashtray, maybe self-made by a friend.
Yeah, who knows?
Also, this was made for him. And it says everywhere heavy metal and Christiane.
His wife.
So probably his two biggest loves in his life were Christiane and heavy metal, but I think he also had some kind of a spider or reptile in
Reptile lived in here, yeah. That was also probably his biggest love.
You really wonder where's the family of this person right now.
Like, how could he leave this?
This little office over here. Printer is also still standing there. I never heard of this band, but it was definitely his favorite band, 𝗦𝘁cie𝗿𝗆𝗆.
Oh, it's pretty famous ones, man. Well, you definitely know Slayer. That was also on the wall over here.
But Creator, is that from Germany?
That I'm not sure about. Most of the heavy metal bands are from Germany, man. Yeah.
Well, this was a very special room to see.
Yeah.
With all those posters.
A very special room, man. Yeah, bro. You can tell that this place is not abandoned for a very long time. But it is 100% abandoned for sure.
Well, the only thing we haven't seen yet actually are two things. We also haven't seen a bathroom, right?
That was downstairs.
Ah, okay. Well, and the bedroom. That's right here. This was the master bedroom. So I think that this couple had no children, given that there was only one bedroom.
Even his shoes are still over there.
Yeah. Some dolls on the bed.
Yeah, man.
There's this sewing box also on the nightstand.
Should there still be? Oh yeah. Definitely still in there. Very cool. Should there still be clothes left?
I see that there is nothing in there. And in here there is also nothing.
Nothing very special.
Just think it's strange to remove the clothes, but not the other things. Like, okay, clothes are maybe more easy to collect and remove out of the house instead of like heavy furniture.
True that. But still, quite strange. Why would you?
And this is almost empty, I believe.
Yeah, this is almost empty, man. So you can just tell that there was definitely someone that took out things of this property. Yeah, you can definitely tell that, man. That there was someone who did that. I was thinking like, if there would still be some penny in this or something. Yeah, no, you can tell that, man.
Alright, so Mr. Fritz and Mrs. Christiane used to live in this 90s time capsule. We still have one little door right here.
This is a very nice mystery, actually.
And there's the sewing machine.
Yeah, man.
Alright.
Well, and I do think that was it. You can tell that there is a walking king and his shoes. So
he was probably of older age. The last days that he lived there, he spent his life.
Passed away. So you can also imagine then like how long these heavy metal bands are here. Or maybe he really loved it when he was holding the stick. I don't know. I'm not quite sure about that, but I'm still very curious actually. I do think they eventually indeed passed away. Just a normal life, and no inhabitants want to take over this place or want to take a lot of stuff out. Now it's abandoned and neglected forever. This place will depart and go in decay, I think. I think it will look very bad in a couple of years, unfortunately.
If they don't take care of it, it will definitely degrade more and more.
Because it is quite open, so maybe we might shut down some windows just to keep it preserved. But after all, it was a small house, but I really enjoyed it. It was beautiful, man. It was really cool to see like how these people live. Also really cool to find like a more personal room in a good shape, you know.
Yeah.
Normally it's trashed or people definitely took some things out.
You see more of the ambience and the energy of the person that lived there.
Exactly. So it really felt like I was coming home to these people. I want to thank them. I want to thank you for watching. And if you enjoyed it as much as we did, then you know the drill. Like, subscribe, comment right down below. Ring the bell notification button right up there. And by the way, down here, next to the subscribe button, there is a button which is called join. If you want to get early access to our videos or even get premium content like videos that we don't show on this channel, check that out as well. And with that all said, I want to thank you for watching and we see you on the next adventure.
Peace out.